Test, test.
All right. Good evening. This is the appeals hearing meeting for Cottonwood Heights. Today is July 10th, Thursday. My name is Frank Nakamura. I'm the appointed appeals officer for Cottonwood Heights. I just want to disclose that I have had no ex parte communications with either party. other than procedural. uh, so- And I have no conflicts of vote. So the first item on the agenda is project AHO 25003, consideration of a request by Devin Russo for an addition to a residence at 6837 South Pine Rock Drive. The proposed addition or remodel constitutes an expansion of a non-conforming structure with some non-conformities on the property proposed to be removed. New non-conformities. I did receive and have received information from applicant. I also received a staff report from the city. I'm going to do those in the record if there's no objection, and it'll be part of my review. Any objection to that information received? Okay, let's proceed. We'll start with the city's presentation. Mr. Harris.
Thank you. I'm just going to share my screen here and get the presentation I have loaded up. This should be a fairly brief presentation. From a staff's perspective, it's not a super complicated application, so I'll kind of go fairly quickly through this. And if you'd like me to stop on any point or have questions, let me know.
Thank you.
Let me put this into presentation mode, if it'll do it. Okay, looks like we're good. Okay, so just kind of a brief summary of the project. You've already said most of it, but this is just an expansion of a non-conforming structure application. The applicant is here today, I believe with his contractor or architect or builder. This is for a property in our single-family residential zone. Our recommendation is to approve, and I'll kind of go through the application, why we're recommending that today. So just for some context, again, this is an application for a non-conforming addition. The existing home is considered non-conforming due to a couple of factors, at least as it pertains to the setbacks. There is a pergola in the east side yard. You can't really see it in this picture. I'm sorry, it's a little far away. And then there's some bump outs on the property in the north side yard. Based on satellite imagery that I've been able to ascertain through my research, the north side yard bump outs of the structure, I'm not sure if it's like a staircase or just a some kind of like enclosed patio or enclosed porch, but they were likely added onto the home without a permit in the early 2010s. And then the pergola was likely constructed in the mid 2010s. While a permit for the north side bump outs that go into the setback should have been applied for, city code was unclear about the status of pergolas until recently. Again, this property is on a pretty irregularly shaped corner lot, as you can see from the shape there. It's not your typical rectangle. And then the zoning for this lot is just your standard single-family residential. So when we're talking about setbacks, those are the setbacks in the code that we're referring to there. So some context on the property. This figure that I made that just showed up on the screen kind of shows where the front, side, and rear yards are. It's not a super simple property. So this is what staff, essentially, it was a different version, but this is what staff sent to the applicant. So the applicant would know what setbacks were required for their property and where they were located. This is based off of the definitions of side yards, front yards, rear yards that we have in our city code. I didn't include them as part of the staff report, but you can find them in our definitions section. So this is what we came to. Basically, the applicant wishes to remove 127 square feet of non-conforming parts that encroach in the required setback, including those additions to the property that were done without a permit, and add 94 square feet of non-conforming parts. So essentially, they're wanting to relocate some of these non-conformities to different areas of the home and reduce the total square footage of the home that is non-conforming by about 33 square feet. So the home would come essentially closer into compliance with our city setbacks. This figure shows the setback areas on the property on that peach color. And then in that blue color, you can see non-conforming areas that the applicant's proposing to remove. It's kind of difficult to see, but that hatched area to the right side of the main home is the pergola. They're going to remove that whole pergola, I believe, but that blue section is the part of the pergola that infringes on the setback. And then this figure shows the nonconformities that will be added. It's kind of a triangular section of the the home to the northwest side. It might be a kind of garage. You could ask the applicant for exactly what that might be. And then it kind of looks like a staircase to the northeast side of the structure. In total, that's less than the portion that they'll be removing, though. So this kind of sums up the analysis. Again, it's an expansion of a non-conforming structure as it relocates non-conformities from one area of the property to another while increasing the floor area of the overall non-conforming building. This type requires approval from our appeals hearing officer. And then because they're reducing the non-conforming structure square footage on the property and eliminating what's likely an unpermitted addition, the property is coming into closer compliance with our zoning and building code. This is just a little bit about your authority to grant this permit. I won't belabor it. We have a lot of these kinds of applications come through, so you're very familiar. Our recommendations are fairly standard as well. We're recommending approval of the project based on our pretty standard findings. I won't go through them in detail. And then I have model motions here when you're ready to make that, but I assume you have questions or might want to let the applicant speak first.
Yeah, I do have a question. So the bump outs,
Mhm.
the applicant referred to a room. And you referring to how many bump outs are within the non-conforming
Mhm.
bump outs? How many are you talking about? Or are you talking about, I'm confused. They said a room.
Yeah, it might be a room. I don't know what it looks like on the inside of the structure. They can maybe speak better to that.
Yeah, okay.
I pulled up the nonconformities that'll be removed. You can't really see my mouse very well, but that sort of rectangular one on the north side that's shaded blue,
Yeah,
that might be a room that they're removing. I don't know what the interior floor plan looks like,
okay.
but yeah.
Yeah, so are the new relocated and reconstructed structures, are they
Mhm.
further into the side back?
Like, do they encroach further into the
Encroach
setback?
further in, yeah, into the
Um,
backs?
To what I can see, no, not more than what exists there right now. I don't have the actual measurement pulled
Doesn't
up,
look
but
like it. Yeah.
no, it looks like they're closer. It looks like that sort of that L-shaped one doesn't encroach quite as far into the side setback as the portion they're removing does. And the same goes for that triangular piece as well. It doesn't look like it encroaches as far into the setback as what is currently there.
I think that's all I have.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
The applicant, who's here on behalf of the applicant? Please state your name. Record, please.
Uh, James Carroll and Associates, designer of the plans for the project.
Okay.
Yeah, just to clarify in the blue that's a room on the north side of the home, northeast side, and then the triangular part is part of the pergola, and the entire pergola will be removed. So it's going to open up the backyard a lot. And then the proposed is an exit staircase to an existing upper floor deck.
I think they had another. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, so the L shape in purple is an exit staircase to the upper floor deck. It's an old house. In the remodeling, it's very difficult to even get an egress window in one of the upstairs bedrooms. The other one is not too bad, but so there's two upstairs bedrooms that, I mean, even by redoing the roof and that, it's very difficult to get egress windows into it. So that's the purpose of that staircase. And then the triangular purple triangle it has now a 2-car garage facing the corner, facing primarily, well, northwest. So on that corner, you see a 2-car garage. And there was a picture of it in the presentation. Now we're adding a 1-car garage to the 2-car garage. So there'll be a 3-car garage facing the street, the opposite street, South Pine Mountain Drive. And part of that 1-car garage addition is what will now be pushing into the setback.
But would you agree that the encroachment is no more than what the previous structures were?
It's less,
Encroaching into it. It's less.
correct,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. The applicant, have anything to say?
My name is Devin. I'm the
Devin.
homeowner.
Mhm.
Nice to meet you all.
Do you have any comments?
I think James and Ian have done pretty much everything that I would say. I'm happy to
Alright.
answer any other questions if you have. though.
Let's see. And that you are going to remove the entire pergola.
Yes, sir.
No, I don't have any further questions.
Awesome. Thank you.
Sure. All right, thank you very much. So, I will prepare a written opinion, as I always do, and written opinion always prevails what I state here verbally, but I will issue a decision on the record and follow up with a written decision. So, yeah, I find the relocation of non-conforming structure, reconstruction are not unreasonably burden neighborhood. Fact, less than conformity, I understand it, square footage of non-conforming 127 square feet. And who has planned for their portion that extends into the setback. 4 square feet. That really, as far as non-conforming square footage, 33 square feet. So, not negatively impact the area. There was a specific list of criteria as far as interest of the code that was included in the staff report, and I'm not going to go through every one item other than I find that what the proposed plans do not not inconsistent with those purposes. And so, as a result of that, authorize a permit to you, the applicant, relocate and reconstruct non-conforming structures to the applicant's home as proposed, subject to the app. Or, city requirements. Have a question? All right, well, thank you for your time. Second item on the agenda is to approve the minutes from meeting. Normally what I do is I will approve the minutes subject to if I review them, when I review them and find some change. I'll suggest. So those minutes are approved. And with that, we're adjourned. Thank you.